Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And today I am joined again by my friend Adya Mishra. And we're going to talk about a really interesting topic, which is the rise of independent music in India. So both Adya and I are really huge music fans, and recently we've noticed a considerable shift in people's preferences in India. So Adya, can you tell us about what exactly is independent music?
Yeah, so independent music is basically music that is produced not by, we have huge
Mm,
record labels like T-Series is a major one. A lot of music is produced by that
mm,
record label. So when smaller artists who are not signed by these labels, they produce music who don't have access to these larger resources. So they produce music and release music independently. So any type of music, either through smaller labels or self-producing,
mm.
I think that would mainly classify as independent music. Yeah.
So my next question is, uh, what change have you noticed in India? Uh, like how people have been shifting to listening to independent music. So how have you noticed that?
Yeah, so you may have noticed
Mm,
that a lot of us may have noticed that when we think about Indian music,
mm,
about Hindi music in particular, I'll talk about
mm,
Hindi music. I can't really speak for the entire Indian
mm,
music industry because it's very, of course, very diverse.
mm,
So if I specifically discuss the Hindi music industry, sorry, um, it's usually historically it's been dominated by Bollywood music.
mm,
So Hindi music is usually synonymous with Bollywood music. So these two go hand in hand, and that's how it has been for a very long time.
mm,
And Bollywood music, even though it's we have some really really good examples about and it and yeah it represents a lot about it represents the Indian culture very beautifully. But after a point, because it's been such a long time, you might have noticed a trend that we you- um so these record studios like DC, they started recycling the same type of music,
mm,
and the genre of music is also pretty limited when we see Bollywood music particularly. So I think that's why the youth in particular, the Indian youth, they have started branching out. They seek different kinds of genres to listen to, which is why Western music became so popular. But there's such a huge shift that we're noticing right now, that
mm,
a lot of new independent artists have started coming up who are either releasing music independently or through smaller studios, which we don't really hear about. And that's a huge shift because you have a lot of different genres that you can listen to now. There's rock music, there's folk, which is a blend of classical Indian music with those Western aspects that the Indian youth have grown to love the last few years. So there's so much, and even rap music, which has become really popular among youth
mm,
lately. So there's so much variety out there and not just with respect to Western music, because these smaller independent artists, they realize what kind of music we like to listen to. So they take those Western aspects of Western music,
mm,
and then they, blend that with our culture. Because Western music, while it's, of course, there's so many songs to listen to, and there's a huge variety out there. I think what's missing for us Indians is, that uh, that feeling of home, because we can't really relate to that culture with
mm,
the Western culture as much as we might want to, because we don't have those same experiences. But you have that same type of music within who the Indian independent artists are trying to, recreate, but with their own, but reflecting on our own cultures and our own experiences. So I think it's very important that we give these artists the recognition that they deserve, because in general, making it in the music industry is a very, very ginormous task. And even though both you and I are very passionate about music and both of us are singers, I think we know very well how difficult it is to make it in the music industry. And
Mhm.
that's why it becomes especially important to support those smaller artists
Mhm.
who have taken that step, who have, ventured into this huge space. And that's why I think it's very important to give those people that stage. And it's been growing and it's so beautiful to see, because if I give some examples, if I talk about rock music, then you have artists like the Local Train or the Yellow Diary. Even
Mhm.
rap artists like See They Moth have been becoming very popular the
Mhm.
past few years. So it's a huge blend of different kinds of genres and a lot of people telling their own stories. And it's beautiful to see, because since both of us really love talking about music, we've always been drawn towards Western music and English
Yes.
sounds,
Mhm.
not because uh, not because there's anything particular about our culture that we don't like,
Mhm.
but because we see more variety in Western music.
Mhm.
But now that we're
True.
seeing the rise of these artists, it's it's such an exciting thing, because this
Mhm.
was one thing that was lacking for us when we were growing up, and now it's we're seeing it take the center stage, and this is the kind of music that we should highlight.
Mhm.
Of course, I'm not I'm not going to downgrade Bollywood music at all, because that was the music we were listening to growing up. But it's important that we give the same level of recognition to these artists as well, because um, the music, it's very difficult to make it in the music industry, and
Mhm.
Bollywood specifically, that narrows it down even more. So that's why I think it's a really nice thing to see now that so many artists are, up and coming, and it's an inspiration for us as well if we want to, think about an alternate career path.
Yes, yes. Uh, I really agree with you. I think the Indian music industry has really broadened, I think, I believe, and a lot of people are getting a chance to show their talent. So,
Yeah, exactly.
mm, thank you for joining me today on this podcast. It was really nice talking to you again. So, I think I personally learned a lot about this topic. Thank you.